Thank you very much. Now I'd like to resume the session. So we would like to offer from the Minister of Digital Transformation, Minister in charge of Cybersecurity, there will be a special speech from Mr. Masaaki Taira, and this has been pre-recorded. So please do enjoy the recording.
はい、皆さんこんにちは。
Hello everyone.
サイバー事情を
I am in charge of the cybersecurity and digital transformation in Japan. I'm Masaaki Taira. I would like to express my gratitude for the opportunity to speak at Cyber Initiative Tokyo 2024. I welcome Cyber Initiative Tokyo, which brings together experts from Japan around the world across the boundaries of industry, government, and academia. It will be held again this year. I would like to express my gratitude to the organizers for their great efforts and congratulate them once again. Cyberspace is an essential social infrastructure for all activities, and it is extremely important to ensure a free, fair, and secure cyberspace as a public space. In Japan, the threat of cyber attack is becoming increasingly serious. For example, a ransomware attack caused a port container terminal management system to be shut down for 3 days. Given that overseas cyber adversary groups have been targeting Japan and its entities, it is important to further strengthen cybersecurity. Looking overseas, since the Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022, due to rising geopolitical tensions surrounding Japan, security relations have become increasingly severe. In this situation, it is very timely to hold this event to deepen discussion on themes such as international cooperation in light of geopolitical risk and preparation for increasingly sophisticated and serious cyber attacks. Based on the circumstances, in 2022, in December, the National Security Strategy, which was approved by the Cabinet, set the goal for improving Japan's response capabilities in the field of cybersecurity to the same level as major European and American countries in order to ensure the safety of the country and critical infrastructure. And that is a specifically states active cyber defense will be introduced to prevent the occurrence of serious cyber attacks that may cause security concern for the country and critical infrastructure, and to prevent the spread of damage if attacks do occur. Based on this, in June this year, we launched the Expert Council for Improving Response Capability in the field of cyber security. We are currently discussing the use of communication information, adversary access to servers, and its neutralization and strengthening public-private cooperation. Regarding the legal system or active cyber defense, we'd like to accelerate the review based on the future discussion of the Expert Council and present a proposal as soon as possible. In addition, national security strategies state that in order to realize initiative to promote active cyber defense, the Cabinet established Cyber Security Center known as NISC and develop a new organization that would comprehensively coordinate policies in the field of cybersecurity in a unified manner. As a first step, these efforts NISC has been significantly strengthening its posture since July of this year. We will be working on various policies in the future, but today I would like to touch on public, private, and international cooperation. It is essential that in order to counter the increasingly serious cyber threat, the public and private sector needs to work together to ensure free, fair, and safe cyberspace and to strengthen measures across the country. Therefore, we will continue to work and consider ways to strengthen collaboration with private companies. Regarding the sharing of information between public and private sectors regarding cyber attack, we ask private companies, including critical infrastructure operators, to report incidents as soon as they occur. It is necessary for the public and private sector to form a circle of trust as partners, share and utilize information held by both parties in a two-way manner, and improve the cyber defense capability of the entire country. From this perspective, July this year, we co-hosted an opinion exchange meeting with Keidanren, inviting management of companies in various fields, including critical infrastructure. In order to strengthen Japan's cybersecurity, it's important for top management to demonstrate leadership and work to steadily implement measures. Approximately 200 executives participating in the meeting, providing information and specific incident cases and exchanging opinion. We'll continue to take concrete steps based on the discussion at the expert meeting, and we ask for continued cooperation from the private companies. In addition, it is difficult for one country to ensure cybersecurity alone, so international cooperation is extremely important. To strengthen international cooperation, especially with allies and like-minded countries, we are actively participating in the issuance of policy documents and are currently providing capacity building support, mainly in the Asian Pacific region. As a specific example, in August of this year, we co-signed a collection of international best practices for responding to the living off the land tactics, which is considered difficult to detect. In addition, in October this year, critical infrastructure operators, upon making decisions regarding the design, implementation, and management of control system environment or OT environment, in order to secure cybersecurity in their environment, we're working on a joint initiative outlining 6 principles. Regarding capacity building support, we have been holding the Japan ASEAN Cybersecurity Policy meeting every year for 15 years since 2009 in order to strengthen cooperation on cybersecurity with Asian countries. Through these efforts, we will contribute to strengthening cybersecurity in the Asian Pacific region. As the Minister of Cybersecurity, I would make every effort to ensure cybersecurity in Japan. I would like to conclude my remarks in commemoration of today's fruitful event. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Minister Taira. The next speech is given by Ministry of Defense, Nakatani again, to give us a special speech, which is also pre-recorded. Please enjoy. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Nakatani again, Minister of Defense of Japan. Today, I would like to talk about cyber threats we face and the efforts being made by Ministry of Defense and the Self-Defense Forces. The Internet has become an inseparable part of our daily lives. With the rapid advancement of technology, its convenience has increased dramatically, and the importance of cyberspace in social life is growing. However, this has also caused the increasingly severe impact of cyber attacks on society, with threats in cyberspace becoming more advanced and sophisticated every day. Cyber attacks that disable or destroy critical infrastructure, interfere with elections in other countries, demand ransoms, and steal sensitive information are now common all over the world. Russia, for example, has been conducting sophisticated cyber attacks on Ukraine's critical infrastructure over a long period of time before its invasion, with an eye set on launching a future invasion. Additionally, in May of last year, the United States and 5 other countries announced that a Chinese government-backed actor, Bolt Typhoon, had conducted malicious cyber activities against U.S. critical infrastructure. Our country is also exposed to cyber attacks day and night. And in October last year, there was an incident of unauthorized access to JAXA, resulting in the theft of internal data. Although we cannot call it a state of emergency, the situation now is no longer described as purely peacetime in cyberspace. I would like to talk about the efforts of the Ministry of Defense and the self-defense forces from the perspective of how we can cooperate to improve Japan's cybersecurity. First of all, cyberspace is now an essential infrastructure for everybody, for everyday's life. And the same goes for the Ministry of Defense and the self-defense forces. Cyberspace is the foundation for command and control of the self-defense forces, from the central command center to the working units, that the Ministry of Defense and the self-defense forces cannot continue any operations without ensuring cybersecurity. In light of this situation, in the National Security Strategy formulated 2 years ago, Japan set the goal of improving its response capabilities in the field of cybersecurity to the level that is similar to major European and American countries. Ministry of Defense and the self-defense forces are also taking various measures, including introducing the latest security standards to drastically strengthen their cyber defense capabilities. What are the key elements in advancing such efforts? I believe that the most important element is people, or human resources. When it comes to cyberspace, attention tends to be focused on the technical and hardware aspects of systems and tools, but the development and securing of cyber human resources is the foundation and core of fundamental strength of cyber capabilities. The Ministry of Defense and Self-Defense Forces plan to expand their cyber specialist units to approximately 4,000 people by fiscal 2027. With the importance of cyber talent growing throughout society and the situation surrounding talent acquisition becoming increasingly severe, achieving a 400-person system is no easy task. But the entire ministry is ready to take all possible measures so that we can hire and develop talent. On the other hand, cyberspace is not limited to the Ministry of Defense and Self-Defense Forces. It is expanded and connected to the rest of the world. How do we ensure the security of cyberspace, which is an indispensable basic infrastructure for the Ministry of Defense, the self-defense forces, and for society as a whole? And how do we secure and develop the people that is going to play key roles? We would like to consider and address these issues not only within the Ministry of Defense and Self-Defense Forces, but also together with people from outside the ministry, including those of you who are at the venue today. Based on this idea, in July of this year, we compiled and published the basic ideas regarding securing and developing cyber human resources as the ministry's Defense Cyber Human Resources Comprehensive Strategy. The foundation of the strategy is our desire to proactively disseminate the Ministries of Defense idea and concerns to the world. And based on that, we wish to actively exchange opinions and cooperate with all of you. In light of the need to secure and develop talent from a wide range of groups, this strategy describes human resources policies along 5 pillars. The first is to accurately identify the skills and capabilities required of cyber talent. The second is to recruit and secure the talent suited to the cybersecurity. And the third is to develop them appropriately. The fourth is to maintain and manage that talent. And finally, the fifth is to consider comprehensive policies to strengthen all of these human resources policies as a whole. In particular, the fifth measure to comprehensively strengthen cyber human resources we propose a so-called revolving door, which allows movement between the JSDF and private sector during the career development, and the enhancement of the industry government academia collaboration through exchanges and multinational exercises. Cyber human resources who have honed their skills in the Ministry of Defense and self-defense forces will contribute to the private sector, and those who have improved their skills in the private sector will bring new knowledge back to us. We believe that creating such a virtuous cycle and returning the knowledge of the Ministry of Defense and self-defense forces to society as a whole will ultimately lead to the improvement of cyber capabilities and stability of the cyberspace. Without being bound by organized boundaries, together we will be able to converge public and private resources and ideas for securing and developing human resources, and to improve overall cyber capabilities of Japanese society. Today, I have explained the threats in cyberspace and the efforts of the Ministry of Defense and the self-defense forces. Attackers in cyberspace are taking various measures to bypass our defenses, even at this very moment. In order to respond to these threats, it is important to cooperate closely with the private sector, gather both public and private resources and ideas, and to improve our national capabilities. From this perspective, I would like to see a virtuous cycle, a win-win relationship between public and the private sector for cyber human resources and exercise, not a race to acquire them. We would like to appreciate your support and cooperation in this endeavor. Finally, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude and appreciation to all the participants and staff involved in organizing this event. This concludes my greeting. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nakatani. Followingly, we'd like to invite State Minister for Foreign Affairs, Mr. Hisayuki Fujii, and this speech has been pre-recorded. Please enjoy.
ご列席の皆様、こんにちは。
Hello everyone, I am Hisayuki Fujii, State Minister for Foreign Affairs. I would like to thank you for inviting me to the Cyber Initiative Tokyo 2024, a renowned international conference in the field of cybersecurity. I hope that this opportunity will lead to lively discussion and exchange among domestic and international cybersecurity stakeholders across the boundaries of industry, government, and academia. With the development of information and communication technology and the trend towards digitalization, cybersecurity and cyberspace has become an essential foundation for activities throughout society. For this reason, making cyberspace free, fair, and safe is extremely important from the perspective of economic and social activities and national security. However, as the use of cyberspace expands, the threat of cyber attacks, including cyber attack by nation-state, is also rapidly increasing. In particular, incidents such as the destruction of critical infrastructure such as power plant, interference in election, the theft of information of advanced technology, and ransomware attacks occur daily, making it urgent to strengthen our response. In light of this severe situation, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, based on the recognition that no country can ensure cybersecurity alone, is strengthening cybersecurity cooperation with the international community with three main initiatives promoting cyber diplomacy. The first pillar is the deterrence of cyber attacks. Compared to normal physical attacks, it is difficult to identify the perpetrator of an attack in cyberspace. A favorable structure for the adversary reduces the cost of cyber attacks. Therefore, if the anonymity of the adversary can be eliminated, the cost of the attack will increase, which will lead to the deterrence of cyber attacks. The Japanese government, in cooperation with allies and like-minded countries, is working with relevant ministries and agencies to proactively utilize a method known as public attribution, whereby identifying the attackers and making the details public. The second pillar is to promote the rule of law in cyberspace as a whole international community. Since cyberspace extends beyond national borders, it is necessary for the international community to share and adhere to the common code of conduct in order to ensure the security of cyberspace. From this perspective, in 2024, conference framework by the group of government experts at the United Nations has been established, and in recent years, discussion has been held on what international laws and norms should be applied to cyberspace. Japan will continue to actively contribute to discussion in the international community and work with government and various stakeholders to ensure that shared norms are put into practice throughout the international community. The third pillar is support for strengthening the cybersecurity capabilities of developing countries. In cyberspace, vulnerabilities in one country pose risks to the entire world, including Japan. From this perspective, supporting developing countries is an important initiative for Japan's own cybersecurity. Japan, having capacity building center established in Bangkok, Thailand, as a hub, has been carrying out support project for ASEAN countries. We continue to work with allies, like-minded countries, and international organizations such as World Bank to provide training and share knowledge and experience mainly in the Indo-Pacific region. In order to effectively promote the cyber diplomacy initiative I have just mentioned, we would utilize bilateral cyber consultations with Western countries and Australia, as well as frameworks such as Japan, US, Korea, Japan, US, Australia, India Quad, and Japan, US, Philippines framework to concurrently share information and cooperate. However, such international cooperation cannot be achieved by diplomatic authorities alone. It is important to work together with relevant ministries and agencies as a unified government and to promote and strengthen cybersecurity throughout Japan by borrowing the knowledge and capabilities of various stakeholders such as private companies, experts, and research institutions. And that is the utmost importance. From this perspective, I would like to wholeheartedly welcome the holding of this conference and conclude my remarks by expressing my expectation for further cooperation with all of you in attendance. Thank you very much for your kind attention.